I'm Andrea Giles, and you're listening to the Heal from Infidelity podcast, episode number 115, Lost and Found. Hello, and welcome to the Heal from Infidelity podcast, where courageous women learn not only to heal from their spouse's betrayal, but to become the boldest, truest, most decisive, and confident versions of themselves ever. If you know there's more for you than the life you're currently living, but don't quite know how to get there, you are in the right place. Stick around to learn how to create a life that will knock your own socks off. Is it possible? It is, and I'm here to show you how. I'm your host, Andrea Giles. Are you ready? Let's dive in. Hello, everybody. Welcome to episode number 115. So glad you're here. Today's episode is going to be a little bit different than past episodes in that I don't have it all completely scripted. I don't have every single word planned out. Not that I do that in my other episodes, but I'm going to just talk to you. I'm going to share with you some thoughts that I've been tossing around. I want to share with you a story of something that recently happened and bring it home to why this matters to you to know. Okay. I returned last week from a trip with my family. We went to California. We spent a day in Disneyland and a day in Universal, and then went on a cruise, and it was a blast. And we came home very tired, my husband and I. It was a reminder that we are not spring chickens and that we have in fact started over and have a 1-year-old, and that we're tired. Okay. But that's not the point. Overall, it was a great trip, but I want to share with you something that happened on one of the nights there. The first day that we were there, we went to Disneyland, and we stayed at a hotel that was pretty close to Disneyland where we could walk instead of having to drive and park and all of that. So it was pretty close. So we all walked there together. And in the evening, it started to get dark, and my husband and my baby was getting really tired and fussy. And so he said, why don't I just take her back? I'll get her to bed. And my teenage sons decided they wanted to go back and go swimming at the hotel. But my twins that are almost 14 wanted to stay. And so I stayed with them, and we went on a couple more rides, things like that. Well, I noticed that it started to get really, really crowded. We were starting to head out. We were getting ready to leave, and it started to get really crowded. And we walked by an area that those of you who have been to Disneyland might recognize. It's the World of Color show. And I didn't really know about it, so I hadn't planned on going, but we walked by. It was dark. It was very, very crowded, pretty dark. And we were walking by, and we'd stop for a second, watch, and the workers, like the employees of Disneyland, were like moving people along so that we weren't standing in the traffic area. So we kept moved along. And then I looked and realized that I was missing a child. I was missing my sweet girl. One of my twins was not with me. And I stood there for a while, looked all around, and she definitely was not there. I couldn't remember how far back we were when she was there. And there are people everywhere. There are people all over. And it was very dark. And of course, throughout the day, my daughter's phone died. She had no phone. She had no way of calling me, no way of me calling her. Even though she is almost 14, it was that same familiar, oh my gosh, my daughter's missing. It was horrible and scary. I kept my composure. I was very calm, but inside you go to the what if, where is she, who has her, all of those things. So I said to my daughter, Lizzie, Lizzie, I want you to stay right here. You stay right here and you look. And if you see her, call me, because her phone still was dead. I said, if you see her, call me, but don't move from this place. Don't move. So I started walking and looking around, and I came to a Disneyland employee, told her what happened. And she basically said, okay, give me a description. I'll start looking too. Anyway, so I'm just walking and feeling more and more scared as the minutes go by that I don't know where my daughter is. And I felt terrible knowing that she probably knew at this point that she was missing and that I was not there and that she didn't know where I was. Anyway, I keep walking and my phone rings and it's this random number from Seattle. And I knew instantly that she had borrowed somebody's phone and was calling me. Picked up the phone. She was just sobbing, Mom, where are you? And so we figured out a meeting place and I went and got Lizzie. She was, in fact, right where I left her. She was crying, scared that her sister was missing. Grabbed her and we went to the meeting place. And as soon as Emmy found me, she just ran to me and like grabbed me and just cried and cried. It really shook her up. When I got there, this man who was an employee of Disneyland, he was actually security. He came up to me and he just said, I'm so glad you found each other. Everything's okay. She said that I guess somehow he was notified that she was lost through walkie-talkie from the woman that I had talked to. And he said to my daughter, he said, is there any ride that you have not gone on today that you want to go on? I can get you on any ride. And she was so just kind of shaken that she just said, no, I just want to leave. I just want to leave. And so then he said, okay, I'm going to escort you myself out. I'm going to escort you myself because I know the shortcuts and I know how to get you out without the traffic. Because at that time, the World of Color show was ending. And so there were hundreds, if not thousands of people leaving the park at the same time. And I didn't even know how to get out. And that's partly why we got lost. We were trying to find our way out and didn't know how to get out. He personally escorted us through the park. He knew a back way that is open to employees that he took us through. He kind of made jokes and was just chatty. And he said, see, being escorted out by security isn't a bad thing every time. Sometimes it's a good thing. And then he said something that was so profound to me and why I wanted to record a podcast about it. He said, if I seem really calm right now, it's because I do this every day. It's because I see these situations all the time and I know that they generally turn out well. And it just struck me. And I've been thinking about it ever since. And I've been thinking about my role as a coach and your role as the person who's lost in Disneyland. I was thinking about how I talk to people all the time, every single day, and I hear their stories and how I can be calm. I can be calm because I do see this every day and I know how in general, how it turns out. I know the shortcuts. I know the ways through. I was thinking about if that man had not escorted us out, this is what would have happened. I would have found my daughter. We would have been reunited. And then we would have found our way out, right? We would walk around and we'd get in the throngs of people and it would take more time. It might be a little more stressful, but eventually we would find our way out. We would, right? My belief is that my clients, the people that I talk to, the people that are in my space, my people are very resourceful. You're resourceful. And you know how to help yourself. So I do think that you will find your way through. I do think that you will get out and home and that you'll get through. But what I also think, I've been thinking about this so much, about the significance and importance of having somebody who does it every day, somebody who knows the shortcuts, that knows the back way, that lets you bypass some of the things that are not necessary. And I see that as my role as a coach. But I also think that there are other people out there who can do the same thing. And I think of this podcast as one of those things. I'm trying to give you the shortcut. I'm trying to help you not go, 3 wrong turns and then eventually get your way out. I guarantee that if that guy did not guide us out, I guarantee we probably would have taken some wrong turns. Do you want to know a fun fact about Andrea? I am terrible, absolutely terrible with directions. I am 100% directionally challenged. It's hard for me even to read a map. Like it's not my strong point, okay? So I can have the Disneyland app open with the map in front of me and still get lost, all right? That's what I'm talking about here. Eventually, I probably could have done trial and error or asked or whatever and figured my way out of the park, but it definitely would have taken us more time, more frustration, more stress for my daughter, who at that point just really wanted to go back to the hotel. And you too 100% will make your way through this. You're going to get out. Okay. You're going to get out. But I do think that what that man said is very significant. That the reason I can be calm is because I see this every day and I know that it generally turns out well. And that he knew how, like he knew how to help. They had a system in place of how to reunite kids with their parents and obviously have a system in place of how to treat them when they find them. What amazing customer service, first of all, right? Like that he offered to give us any ride, that he personally escorted us out, like amazing. And I didn't even have like a tiny child, she's almost 14. Amazing. So thoughtful. Here's what I want you to think about, my beautiful listeners, is who are your guides? Who are your guides? Who are your people that help bring calm to your situation? Who are your guides that help you to know that you're going to be okay? And that if there are shortcuts, that help you find the shortcuts. Sometimes we think that we should do it ourselves, that we should be strong enough to figure this out. I don't need somebody else. I can get through Disneyland, right? Come on. I don't need you to escort me out of the park. Come on, right? Sometimes it's okay to let people help you. Sometimes it's okay to admit that I don't know the way out. I don't know how to do this. This feels so big. I'm so lost. I'm so lost. Can anybody help me? I want you to look and do an inventory of who you're listening to. On a side note, I have heard in the last week, just in the last week, so many instances of poor help, poor guidance. I've heard of instances where therapists have called one of my clients, a drama queen because she keeps asking questions about something. I've heard downright mean behavior from therapists or dismissive behavior. I want you to look at who your guides are. Do you have guides, first of all? Who are they? Do an inventory of how helpful are they? How direct are they in showing you the way out? Are they like, if you want, you could come this way with me if you want to. How direct are they? This guy, I wish I knew his name. He was very direct. Come with me. I know the way out. We can go the back route. It's much quicker, right? That's the kind of guide you're looking for. You want somebody who knows it, who has seen this so many times that they don't need to be ruffled along with you. They don't need to be upset with you. They get to hold on to the calm and the peace of going, you know what? I know the way out. I can see what you can't see. I know the back roads, the back alleys, the places that are the shortcuts. I know those and I'm going to show them to you. If you do not have that kind of help, please get that kind of help. Whether it be from a therapist, whether it be from a coach, whether it be from me. I can say with confidence that I know the way through. I know what my clients need. I know exactly what they need. I know the key pieces that have to be in place for them to exit the crisis of infidelity, to exit and to really move forward with their life. Just today, I had a call with my group and I heard from my group, every single one of them saying, I feel better. I feel better. I thought that I was going to be stuck forever and I feel better. I can't believe how much better I feel. I can't believe how far I've already come. I know how to help you do that. I know the shortcuts and the ingredients and the things that need to happen. And I do believe that there are other coaches and therapists out there that can help as well, 100%. I know my system. I know my process. I know that it works. I know that it's transformative. To wrap this up, some of you feel really lost. I just love you and I see you and I know how lonely you feel. I know how isolating it feels. I want you to feel found. I want you to feel wrapped up, seen, loved, carried, held. My sweet daughter, she gripped my hand the entire way out of the park and all the way back to our hotel. She would not let go of my hand. It was delightful because she's almost 14 and she doesn't hold my hand all the time anymore. And I loved holding her hand. You have that access to you. There are helpers, there are guides, there are people who are willing to help you. So One, make sure that your guide knows the way through. Know that your guide is not jumping into, oh my gosh, you got lost? This is terrible, right? That would not have been helpful. It would not have been helpful if that man would have been judgmental of me. How could you lose her, right? Would not have been helpful. What was helpful is he said, all right, here you are. Here's the way out, right? We got this. It's not a big deal. You're okay. And I'm not here to say that infidelity is not a big deal. That's not at all what I'm saying. But what I am saying is I know the way out, and I know that there is an amazing life on the other side of it. And I want to help you get there. If it's not me, please, my friends, take seriously that there are people who can help you and that can escort you out of this. And much quicker than if you're doing it on your own. Much more efficiently than if you're doing it on your own, okay? I want you to be found. I want you to feel found. I want you to feel found and held and secure and loved, because you are all of those things. All of those things are available to you. Okay? Thank you for being here today and for indulging me and sharing this story. It's been really impactful to me. It's made me really think about many situations in my life. Just this simple story. But for you, my friends, I want you to look for the help. Look for the guides. Look for the people who can help you navigate this much quicker, more efficiently, without the things that can slow you down and even cause more hurt. Okay, we want the safest and most efficient way through. If you do want my help, my doors are always open now, always open to no one 90. It's amazing. The more that I run it, the more that I see the power in it. It's an amazing program. It's an amazing group of women. It's transformative, and I want you there, and you're worth it. You're worth it. I wish that I could offer you a free ride at Disneyland, but I can offer you so much better, that you will be to the place where you can see clearly for yourself, where you can be so proud of how far you've come, where you can really see your life ahead and start crafting it in a way that you're so proud of. I want that for you. Okay, my beautiful friends, thank you so much, and I will see you on the next episode. All right, bye-bye. Thank you for listening to the Heal from Infidelity podcast. If you would like to be kept in the know about upcoming free classes, new podcast episodes, and other ways of working with me, go subscribe to my weekly email. You can subscribe at andreagiles.com/lies-about-infidelity/. Again, it's andreagiles.com/lies-about-infidelity/. I will see you next time.